Hey everybody, what's going on? Your host LovelyCheesePizza here. I installed a fan into my window because, God forbid, I haven't had a fan in this office in years, and I will be damned if I go one more minute of my life sweating like a freaking nincompoop in here, because that's what it's been going. That's how it's been. You guys even saw it in the last episode if you were watching any of my face cam stuff at all. After a while, I'm just sitting here just like wiping sweat from my fevered brow because it is just hot in here. I mean, it is like Satan's front porch in this room, and it is, oh boy, oh boy. During the sweetheart of summer, it is just yikes. So I got this fan that was just sitting in my garage unused, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna use that. I gotta do something because I'm gonna die in 20 laps. Yeah, I mean, it's an easy 20 laps. It's like the easiest 20 laps we're gonna have this whole time, which is fine because we got stuff to talk about that'll be nice and easy while we do this nice and easy race, and we'll totally be done with the boxer spirit. So it'll be nice. We've made progress in this film session, and I'm down with it. There must be something wrong with it, even though there's nothing wrong at all. So a couple things that I stumbled upon that I had talked about a while back, since I was looking over my little list of things that I've written down over time. That way I'd have stuff to talk about when I eventually got in here. I follow this account on Twitter, and I think it's called NBA Jam the Book, which I didn't even know there was a book about NBA Jam, but maybe somebody's like fan producing one, who knows. And this account's really cool because they post a bunch of stuff about just like old video games in general, like intro trailers from like arcade games and video games, and like magazine publications and like fan submitted stuff, and it's pretty cool. And one of the things that they showed was, and this was like 3 weeks ago, it was like a fan imagined cover of a video game, and it was a Dragon Ball Z inspired Mario Kart clone, and it was called, I think it was called like Super Dragon Kart or something like that. And it had, like, you know, Goku and Krillin and all the dudes on it in Mario Kart carts, and it was freaking cool looking. And then I was sitting here thinking, wait a minute, like, this game would be freaking madness to watch. Like, imagine the kinds of freaking weapons that would be in that game. Like, you'd have like the classic, you know, energy ball barrage thing that people would always throw. They'd throw like 400 of them, and it would do exactly 0 damage to anybody, which would be actually really funny if they did that in the game. Like, you just throw this huge, just insane pile of energy blast at people, and it does nothing. Or have like Krillin's Destructo Disc, where you just throw it and it just cuts a guy in half. And then you have to like wait for your body to respawn. Like Shenron comes in and like respawns your body on the course or whatever. And then I'm sitting here thinking, like, what would be like the blue shell equivalent of this? And I'm like, oh god, it's perfect. You're like, I can see it now. Goku's on the final lap of Snake Way. That'd totally be a track that they would use. He's on the final lap of Snake Way, and he's dead last place because, you know, Frieza and Majin Buu and Babidi and every freaking villain that he's ever dealt with is way in front of him. And the odds are stacked against him. And he picks up an item box and picks up the Spirit Bomb, and in a desperate attempt to try to close the distance and make a miraculous come behind victory like he always does in the manga and the show, he totally launches this thing, and then the race has to be canceled because it totally destroyed the entire track and all of the other competitors. And then it just like pans over to him sitting by the finish line in the decimated just ruins of the race course, and he just turns towards the camera and does that cheesy ass smile with like the 2-finger thing, you know, or like a thumbs up or something, and then it just says, "You win," because why wouldn't he be the victor in something like that? I thought that'd be cool. And then I was reading a little bit further, and I totally remember this story that I'm really glad that I came upon, because it's perfect to talk about while I'm driving cars here, since it involves cars. So about 3 weeks ago, I encountered what I can really only describe as the haunted Mustang. I'll explain a little bit further here. So about 3 weeks ago, I was working at BMW, and it was a really slow day, and I didn't have any customers in, and so I'd occasionally, just to keep myself from getting bored while I was waiting for customers to respond to their emails or to their voicemails or whatever, so that I could set up appointments, I decided to go out and walk the lot just to, you know, pass some time, get some steps in, whatever. So I go out and I'm walking the lot, no big deal. And we've got like we have used cars in one area, and then we've got like all of our BMWs in special lines, you know, through the other areas. But like right on the front line, we've got like a line of used cars, and we've got, you know, like we've got like a Tesla in there, and we've got like a Porsche in there, and we've got like some Lexuses in there, and a couple of things. And then we had this random ass 2008 Mustang that we took in on trade from somebody that ended up getting like a 3 Series or something like that. And and I'm sitting there walking around, I'm not even really thinking about it, and all of a sudden I look over at the car, and I could have sworn I saw something moving. I was like, that's kind of weird. And I walk up to it, and I saw that the windshield wipers were just going, just for no particular reason. I was like, that's pretty weird. I was like, did somebody like park this car over here and then just like leave the keys in the car and they left the wipers on or something? Like, what the hell's going on? And so I went up to our lot attendant, and I was like, hey man, just letting you know, that Mustang over there right on the front line totally has, it's the windshield wipers are just running and there's nobody in the car. He's like, that's kind of weird. He's like, maybe one of the guys, you know, parked over there and accidentally hit the button and didn't even realize it, and then he just got out of the car and he was, you know, gonna go back to it. He's like, go hop in that car real quick and go turn them off, and then bring me the keys, all right? And I was like, okay. So I walk over to the car, and I go to get in the car, and then I realize there's no keys in there. And this was before they had push-button ignition for any of these. Oh, you ass. Okay, jeez. He just tried to friggin' San Francisco rush me into a corner. But yeah, so I go over to this thing, and I realize there's no keys in this car. And the engine is not, like, the car is not turned on, but the radio is on also, and the windshield wipers are running. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, how is this even possible? Because you can't put this car in accessory mode and then get out of and then take the keys out and leave. Like, that does not happen. And so I was like, dude, there's no keys in that car. He's like, what? He's like, well, then, he's like, that's weird. We'll go in the sales office and get the keys and then go turn it off, because that's, you know, we don't need them drain out the battery or anything. He's like, all right. So I go inside and I get the keys, and I come back out, and I go get in the car, and I turn the car on, and I try to, like, stop the wipers, and every single setting won't stop it. Like, none of them are reading anything except for the highest setting of automatic, where it just goes. And so I had to, like, finagle it in such a way that I'd turn it on as high as it goes, and then turn the thing off, and then turn the thing all the way off, and then it would stop them in place. So I was like, okay, I mean, that's one way to do it, and it's not ideal, but I'll take it. And so then I took the keys out, and I was like, okay, well, I guess it's all good. I took the keys out, and I shut the door, and as soon as I hit the lock button on the key fob, they started going again, but they just started spraying the washer fluid all over the place. I'm like, what the hell is going on with this car right now? And so I unlock the door, and I get back in the car again, and I turn the car on again, and I noticed when I got in, the radio was on again, like, without me turning the car on, and this stuff was going on. I was like, this is really weird. And so I turn it on. I physically turned the radio off. Like, I actually hit the power button on the radio and turned it off. And then, wow, this tire is about ready to freaking blow right now. This is not good. And so I freaking, you know, do the same thing with the wipers and get them turned off. And I turn the car off, and I get out, and the second that I push the lock button on the key fob again, the wipers start going full bore, spraying the washer fluid everywhere again, and the radio came back on. I'm like, this car is freaking haunted. Like, what? Who died in this car and is now possessing it from beyond the grave? Because that's the only explanation for this. And so I go in and I told our sales manager, like, dude, I think this Mustang out here on the front line's totally haunted. He's like, what the hell are you talking about? I was like, I told him everything that was going on. He's like, that's a big problem. He's like, go take it to service. Let it be Gary's problem now. So I took it over to him and I told him what was going on. He was just like, that's really weird. He's like, okay, well, give me the keys. I'll go check it out. And I never really heard from him after that. And I totally found out, like, much later, that he took it into service and was working on it. And then the engine just caught on fire in there. And so I think they ended up just getting rid of it because, I mean, you don't want to be selling a car like that. You can't sell, like, you can't throw out your best pitch that, oh, this is a great car to have, and then have them drive off the lot and have the phantom wipers and the windshield wiper fluid spraying everywhere, and then have it pull the old DeLorean MG move where the engine just lights on fire while you're driving it. I mean, not everybody's going to be carrying around a fire extinguisher in their trunk or in their front seat or whatever they got to do with it. So, dude, it was funny though. It was weird. It was a really weird thing. Like, that's one of the more bizarre things that I've seen a car do since the old Altima that I bought that went all belly up and had every electrical thing go wrong and all the status lights came on at the same time and the battery died. That was a thing. So yeah, dude, it was nuts. It was a wild experience. Definitely one of the more interesting things I've seen a car do. But come on. I got 3 more laps to go. This has actually been a lot faster than I thought. We've been blowing through this pretty well. It's nice when you can have a 20-lap race where every lap is only, you know, about 40 seconds. So I'm pretty cool with that. Here we go. Okay. I went inside after the last video that I filmed because I needed to get this fan out of the garage. As soon as I step out there, my dad's like, oh, by the way, just to let you know, Harrison's awake, and Haley has thrown up 3 times because she has a migraine. I'm like, what? And nobody came in here to tell me. They're like, well, we didn't want to interrupt you or anything. I was like, dude, you can tell me. Like, it's kind of serious shit, you know? So I had to go get Harrison all dealt with, and I walk in there, and Haley's just flat out on her back with a washcloth on her face. Just totally done for. And I was like, okay, well, that's just lovely. But dude, that kid does not drink any fucking water. None. 0. It is impossible to get my kids to drink water. I don't get it. Like, I know that, you know, when you're a kid, like, you don't want to, like, water's not like your go-to beverage because it doesn't taste like anything. You know, it's easy to get kids to drink Kool-Aid and, you know, juice and soda and literally everything else but water because it all tastes like something. But then, you know, a direct contributor to her getting migraines as often as she gets them is the fact that she doesn't drink any damn water. And we've told her this like 1 billion times, and she still doesn't listen. It's like, I want to be able to help you, but you won't let me help you. It just drives me crazy. And then stuff like this happens, then you feel really bad, but, I mean, you can't do anything about it because she won't help herself. It's just like, Come on, boy. As soon as you finish up this race, my friend, I'm going to go retire you to the garage for a while because I think you've earned it at this point. I really think you have. You've done a great service to this community. And I've got half a mind to give you some time to repair that passenger side front wheel because it is literally about to heat up and explode. But luckily, it doesn't matter now because we have won. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Cool. Fucking yeah. God, I love tea. It's crazy that tea stains your teeth more than coffee does. I don't know why that is. Like, what is it about tea that is more damaging to your teeth in a sense of, like, staining them yellow than coffee is? Because I heard that from a dentist. That's what that is. Oh, what do we got? Ooh. I mean, I don't necessarily need it, but it's clean. Like, I think that almost any time you get a sports car in white, it looks good. We had we sold an M340. It was a 2019 M340 that was all white with black wheels, like the matte black sport wheels. And I've never really been much of a guy for like the all black wheels thing. I've always been more of like a chrome or anything like that. But ooh, man, it was clean. It looked really good. It was hard to say no to that. But I think also because like the M340 is one of my favorite cars in the entire world, so I think I also have a little bit of a soft spot there. I'm looking to see if I have. Do I really not have a single one? Pfft. Man, how am I gonna be the proper representative of the BMW brand if I don't even freaking have one? I think before we end this episode, I'm gonna go buy one. They do have them in this game, don't they? They do. Okay. I'm gonna say you can't have one without that. That'd be wrong. They only have the 328 Ci. Huh. Interesting. It is the E40. Well, the E46 back then. I don't think it is anymore, but okay. And they do have the Fern Green Metallic, which was the one that my brother had, and it was a 328. I wonder. Oh boy, that Alpine White though. I wonder, do they still have all the same names of these? No, those aren't actual names of their cars necessarily. The Alpine White might be, but ooh, that silver metallic though. I don't really know how that's steel blue. That does not resemble blue in any way at all. Call me crazy. That whole black though, that's pretty hard, man. That is not. We got one in that kind of had this weird sort of. It was more like a coffee color. Like it looked more like a. It just looked like diarrhea. I'll be honest with you. It literally looked like somebody like put diarrhea into a spray can and just sprayed it all over this car. Like it looks terrible. I don't know why we brought it in. Only 190 horsepower, huh? You know what? I'm gonna buy it anyways. I just want to see what we can do with it. You know, maybe we can use it in something. I don't know. I'm curious to see what we can get it up to real fast. But yeah, I don't even know why we even brought it in. Like it doesn't even look good at all. It's like the only person that I could imagine buying that car would be like a 75-year-old like retired lawyer or something. Because it's just like that. It just had like he's just that car aficionado kind of guy that would be right up his alley. But otherwise, there's nobody that could possibly find that car appealing whatsoever. This, I mean, this isn't half bad. I mean, 366. It's definitely not going to be what we're looking for in order to do like actual, real deal racing. I'm almost positive. But we'll see. I mean, I'm at least going to buy some things. So let's at least get like racing flywheels and all that stuff. Get everything that we're going to need. Carbon drive shaft, why not? I've got so much money I don't even know what to even really do with it, so I might as well. We'll leave those alone. If I did turbo, would it even be worth it? Yes, it would. Much, much better. Don't know why I didn't do that in the first place. Can't do that. Tires, yes please. Let's get the old slickeronis, because we need them. And then, let's do... It's not really a heavy car anyways, but I guess I might as well do one stage of it just to get a little bit more acceleration out of it. And then, what can we even do it with? Okay, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna save right here, because I really need to go pee. All this tea has kind of gone straight to the old Blad the Impaler here. And I need to save this before my game just like freezes and dies, and everything we've done tonight is for nothing. So, when we come back, I'm gonna test off screen to see if this car is worth anything in any races that we're gonna be doing, because more than likely it probably isn't, but I just wanted to be able to have it for the sake of having it. So, with that said, my friends, this is your host, LovelyCheesePizza, saying thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.